Hey, what's going on, Ryan guys, family? How we doing? Taco Tuesday. Chef Phil back at it again. This week we got, well, kind of like we did last week. We did carnitas, which is we cooked the pig basically in on itself. This time we did it with chicken, barbecue chicken. It's amazing. Um, we get to do this every week, which is super awesome. Things are always changing, so the show's always changing. Things with Round Guys is always changing. With that in mind, we got new hours coming up Saturday and Sunday, going to 12 to 8. 12 to 8. That's pretty awesome, right? We're getting there. 4 to 8, Monday through Friday, standard hours that we've been doing. We're just going to go ahead and extend that out on Saturday and Sunday, which is pretty awesome. I really enjoyed doing this one this week. This is a reminiscent style chicken that we had done before in like Glenside, so a lot of my guys enjoyed this. I did some little tasty tidbits that I put out there. We're starting to do some more content. So please, by all means, you out there, roundguysbrewery.com info, send us your questions, send us your statements. Let us know what you're thinking, what you got going on, because we care. And we always want to bring you guys more stuff. We got things changing on podcasts. Mr. Bill, one of the owners, did a podcast thing. That's just coming out. That's pretty cool. It's with Marcus Baskerville, which was pretty awesome. Super awesome thing that you just got to go check us out anywhere you can get podcasts, Round Guys Radio. As well as, yeah, you can. Oh, see, now Mr. Bill didn't tell me that. See, I needed that tidbit. So, cool thing that's going on. Marcus Baskerville. What Bill just told me is that Black is Beautiful, the collab that we just did, which if you want, check it out, roundguysbrewery.com/Black is Beautiful. Go online, check that out. There's a lot of great information. So apparently Marcus was the head of all this. He's the guy that put it all together, made the thing happen. We as Round Guys just love supporting other people and community and everything else. Obviously saw it was a good thing and jumped on board. So, hey, what's up? Thanks, Marcus. We appreciate that. Again, roundguysbrewery.com, Round Guys Radio. It's lots of great things going on. So I got my pan super, super hot. Super, super hot. Gonna let that cool down for a second. So again, going back to, yeah, I love this recipe. Anytime I'm doing a beer braise, anytime I'm doing basically almost like a reduction because I'm cooking it down in itself and I'm letting all the liquids reduce, we're doing a reduction. So you're getting a thicker sauce because the fat's cooking down, the water's coming out, and it just makes for, you're still going to get that juicy taco that I talk about, but it's going to hold itself together a little bit more. So it's not going to just run everywhere. Because, I mean, as much as I love making a mess making tacos, because, it's tacos, you should be kind of making a mess. It's like nachos. If you're not making a mess, you didn't do it right, right? Right. So same kind of thing. But it gives you that thickness where it just stays together. It's awesome. I got a little bit of oil, not a lot. I know you guys, I'm always about butter. But again, because of the way I did this was a recipe that had beer and its own juices. And I even added a little bit of water halfway through because you guys at home probably using the chicken breast or the tenderloin. It's going to be a much leaner meat. It's going to be a thinner cut, most likely. So your roast probably should have taken what the recipe called for. Mine, on the other hand, because of the way I was doing it, I did thighs. And the reason why I did that is because I want to get that fat and that cartilage and everything else in there, just like we did with the carnitas. I want all that stuff to cook down. That's where all the flavor is at. So my cook, oh, look at that. Ooh, you can hear that. You can hear that. That's awesome. My cook took me 7 hours. I did a 7-hour beer braise with transmission. And the reason why I went with transmission is because it's got a little bit more of a citrus to it. So it kind of plays with the acidity that we're going to get when we get with the limes and everything else, because we're getting that citrus aspect. So even though, we're cooking it out and everything, you still get that relative sense. It's just, that's an easy way to play with things. If it tastes like it, if it smells like it, it probably is something close to it. It should play well with, others, as we would say. But that's kind of the same thing in the cooking world. Should play well with others. That's why I love doing like salt, pepper, and cumin. Salt, pepper, and cumin is an amazing thing. If you love doing salt and pepper, do cumin as well. You know what I mean? Like that's a really awesome thing to do. It's that little bit of zest that spark. It's great. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. Make sure this is, all right, good. Make sure the stove is always hot. I'm going to heat this up. I didn't do my tortillas this week. I brought them, but I brought corn and flour, so that there's a few of us that we go back and forth. We have difference of opinions on what we prefer with our tacos. Same as, I like a juicy taco. Maybe you want a dry taco. Maybe you want more of that aioli. Maybe you want less. It's the great thing about tacos. Same thing as nachos. You just get to make them your way, do your thing, and it's a great way to express yourself and enjoy food at the same time. So this is super tasty barbecue recipe, and the spice pack for this week was really short, really small, nothing crazy. And the reason being is because, we all the flavors kind of coming from the beer and the barbecue, which is great. So having a great barbecue sauce with plenty of flavor is a good thing. Is there a problem, Mr. Bill?
No, we're good.
Oh, cool. So again, yeah, I didn't put a lot of spice in this because you know what? It doesn't need it. Plus now the acidity that we're going to get from the pickle, which pickle, vinegar, acid, acidity, it's a great thing. We have the super sweet of the barbecue sauce because I went with a Memphis style, which means that it's going to be more of that molasses brown sugar. So it's already on the sweet side. I'm adding the beer, which once all that stuff starts to cook down, again, a little bit more of that sweet because there is sugar in there. So that sugar gets to cook out. So we're getting all that kind of stuff. And you know how I'm always talking about, hey, let's put this juice or that juice in the mix, right? And the reason being is because, as you hear, there's sugar in there. And we get that little bit of caramelization. And that's great. So if you can caramelize something or toast it, which that's the thing is, when we're doing like onions or those kind of things as well, it's a toasting. The sugar, the onions, all that stuff, we're toasting it, but we call it caramelizing. So when we toast the tortillas, we're kind of doing the same thing. We're just putting a little bit of a cook on it. And it just changes that flavor profile a little bit. So again, I didn't do my tortillas this week because it's kind of like, all right, let's see who's here. Let's see what we got going on because the staff's here. They're taking care of us. So we're going to take care of them. So we're going to make them tacos. Make myself Mr. Bill tacos because, I get to make these all the time. And it's like, I don't always, like last week, I thought I was going to get any tacos. I was giving all the tacos away, which that's for real. You can look online as you see the different posts that we're doing and whatnot. Yeah, there's people that are literally coming out and they're doing tacos with us because they were just here. And it's like, hey, I got tacos. They're like, yeah, I'll take. Yeah, we did that. We really did that. Round guys, hashtag bringing families together. Bringing round guys family together. That's what we do. But so this taco, oh man, just like that carnitas we did last week. If you can take your time, it's a great thing. Because I talked about we have all these recipes that I'm putting out, which you can see roundguysbrewery.com/articles. That's a spot you can go and get all the past stuff that we've done. In those ones, if you take that basic recipe, but instead of doing a 20-minute cook just before dinner, like, oh, I only have enough time to do that. You have a slow cooker, right? You have a timed cooker. Just put that set, let it go, walk away, do your thing, come back, dinner's ready. And if you can take that time, which you can because it's doing it while you're gone. That's a great thing about that. You get such an amazing taste, texture, because that cartilage, the fat, everything breaks down. Now you can get that cheaper cut of meat and you're going to get way more flavor out of it. Oh, look at that. Close up. What? Yeah, we just did extreme close-up. You're welcome. That's the best we got for right now, but it works. Oh, man. Again, smell-o-vision. Phil at roundguysbrewery.com. Hit me up. Send me an email. Yeah, and if you got questions or, requests or anything else, send it to me there as well. Phil at roundguysbrewery.com. If there's anything you have any questions on, go to roundguysbrewery.com. It's got everything you want there. Trust me. All right, so I'm going to get this all nice and hot. This is great because, so what I did when I cooked this, and again, I did thighs and everything, which has all that fat and the cartilage and everything else, where you all probably did the breast or the tenderloin. That's a little bit more expensive. It's a little bit leaner. You're going to get a tender, juicier meat, but doing it this way is a way to use a cheaper cut, as they would call it, and make it even more flavorful. I roasted mine, pulled it out, which the recipe calls for. I always say, whenever you're doing roasts and whatnot, take it, pull it, let it cool. When I say pull, I don't mean pull the meat. I mean pull it from the heat. You want to take that out, let it cool. Once that's cooled down, Now you want to go ahead and kind of bring it back up to temp and, 170, 180 degrees so that you're getting above 165, which that's safety heat temp, people. If that's where you're cooking to, then that's where you got to get to as well. Other meats are like 180 and whatnot, but for reheating, you want to get 165 minimum. So go ahead and bring that up to temp with all of the juice and everything that's in there, and then you can just kind of like start pulling it in it. And that's what I love doing, because you can, when you pull it out of the pan, when you're pulling it out of the oven, you can just take the bone out right there and then. Me, I leave it in. I want to do like an overnight soak. I do a lot of overnight stuff. Again, if you can take that little bit of time, if you can find a way to just let stuff sit, which you can do with marinades and brines and a bunch of other stuff, you go ahead and do that, and you're going to get a much better quality of output. And that's the thing, is you're adding time to the cook without actually adding time to the cook. This stuff is all happening while you're just letting life happen. It's a great thing, so you can still focus on spending time with the family, which, again, this is kind of what we're here and we want to support, is spending time with the family. So let's have some great recipes that we can find ways to enjoy each other's company quicker, better, so we can actually spend more time together. That's a great thing. Oh, this meat's looking amazing. We are nice and hot. We're good to go. Best of the best right here, which means that I can go ahead and pull this from the heat, toss it aside. Oh, and then I got my other pan over here, which I'm going to start doing some of my tortillas up so we can plate some of these things. Oh, let's see here. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I did. So I wound up picking up just over 3 pounds of meat. Now, because mine had bone and whatnot in it, the actual quantity of meat that I'm getting, because it was just over 3 pounds, is about that 3 pounds, which is what the recipe calls for. And super cheap. And I mean, you can find that stuff on sale. You really can find that stuff on sale, which makes for an even cheaper meal. So these are great meals that you can do. Find those cheaper cuts. Yeah, look at the intensity of that, like all shredded out, because all of that fiber and tissue broke down. Because we did a 7-hour roast on this, everything starts to break down. The fat, the cartilage, all the connective tissue, and it just allows that meat to just fall apart. So when I do my second heat up, and just to like pull it, I'm not even pulling it. I'm just kind of smashing a little bit in all the juice, and it just does it itself. It's an amazing thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw a little bit of oil in my pan. And, we talked about this last week, I think, because I'm always about butter, 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 butter. But right now, because I'm doing oil, I want to go ahead and keep oil, because that's what I had, right? So might as well keep with what I'm working with. I don't want to go mixing those fats, the oil, and the butter. I'm just going to do it this way. It's, I don't know. Actually, hey, Mr. Bill, I'm grabbing flour over here. Mr. Bill, do we want flour or do you want corn?
Your call, man. I've had flour every time I've done this.
Well, I'm going to do corn for myself.
A little corn.
So I'm going to just do corn around the corner. We're just all the corn. We're going to cook all the corn. That's what we're doing. Yeah, again, Mr. Bill and I are like taco aficionados. We love the tacos. We love tequilas, which I keep saying, but nobody ever brings us tacos or tequilas ourselves. We're just bringing it ourselves. And this is, I'm tired of bringing it all. Somebody bring me tacos, bring me tequila. Why not? I'm here cooking it for everybody else. You can have some. I will share gladly. That's my style. Oh, the pickles. You pickles, I'm telling you. Some of you at home, hey, if you're not into pickles, that's totally cool. Here's the thing, is all we're doing is we're just adding a vegetable with an acid. You want to add another vegetable with acid because you don't like pickles? Coleslaw. Get one that's a little bit more on the southern style with vinegar, not so much like the mayo based. We don't want so much a cream. We want more of that acidic bite, and that's what we're looking for, and that's what the pickles are giving us. So, don't like pickles. Coleslaw. Yeah, you like a coleslaw? Slather it on there. And if not, then hey, cool. Just don't put it on. Maybe do cucumber, throw extra lime, throw a lot more, because that's just that acid. That acid is going to play well with everything else that we got going on. And it's because we're trying to balance everything out. So the simple fact is, when I'm doing the protein or I'm doing the topping, whether it's a crema or a dry crumble, it's still going to have a flavor profile that should be complementing what I'm doing. And that's mindful experimentation, of years and years and years of just making really horrible plates. I mean, so many people say, hey, you're a really great cook. You do this, you do that. You can make some amazing things from very little. And I appreciate that. And the reason being is I kind of had to, and I made a lot of mistakes. So I never really had a true formal education. I just had a lot of kitchen time with a lot of great chefs, some of which had that formal education. So they shared some great tips with me. And that's, you got to be passionate. I don't care where you go to get your education. Just get an education. Try, do better, be yourself, love what you do. I love making tacos. I love being around guys. Life's good. It really is. And we're going to be eating tacos here very shortly. So, all right. So while we're finishing these up, I'm going to go ahead and remind you again, shameless plug. Normally we would have a guest. We're getting into doing some more content. I got a guest coming next week. Headway Art Collective. You remember us talking about that, right? Eric Saucony. I'm going to see you. Apparently, it's rumored. I don't know if it's true. It's rumored that we're going to have a live painting session, plus what we do here and make tacos. So we're just going to have a lot of art going on here in Lansdale at Round Guys, because that's what we do. All right? That's right. Oh, look at these tortillas. And of course, when I say the corn tortillas, white masa, right? That's the real tortilla. You can use yellow if you want. I mean, that's totally a choice, but white masa, that's traditional. So if you want to really hold on to that kind of thing, that's my style. It's what I was raised on. So I'm used to white masa. It's just, I like it. Oh yeah, time to make tacos. So as I tell you, what I do is, right, flour we fold, corn we do open face, which to me just makes for a better presentation. But typically it's because you're getting it on paper of some sort. That's that's how you buy them when you get them from a taco truck. That's what you're doing. Believe it or not, they're just going to give you a little piece of paper and they're going to wrap that the taco. They're just going to start packing it and walk down the line, grab the rest of your stuff. All right. So, oh my man, this meat turned out here's the thing. You guys don't get this. I make this stuff when there's nothing else going on. So the kitchen is empty. It's just me. And then the smell that permeates to every inch from around, that is just intense. It's ridiculous. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It just, when you go back to it, it's just there. It just reminds you. Oh, look at that. Now here's another thing, is right? That color. We're always talking about we want our colors. Well, you know what? We got a little green. We got like reddish. It's a reddish color because again, it's molasses, possibly like ketchup, stuff like that. It's that Memphis style barbecue that we used. And then we're gonna add our nice little bit of orange. Oh. And the great thing about this is the savoriness that we're getting from the cheese. The savoriness from the cheese is what's really going to help with the acidity from the pickle. So the meat's a little bit on the sweet side, which is, savory aspect, going with the cheese, but that's more of like a salty sharpness. So you get sweet and, salty. But those two together with the acidity of, the pickle, and it's going to bring it all together, which, honestly may or may not do well with lime, depending on your level of acidity, because that's your palate. It's up to you what you like, dry taco, juicy taco, whatever it is. But I don't know. I'm pretty psyched. I think these are gonna be pretty dope. I usually get a taste on these beforehand. The only thing I had to taste was all the pieces by themselves, because as a chef, you got to check everything. You got to taste it. Quality control, right? So I did quality control. I just didn't put it all together. So now that it's all together, we're gonna find out what this thing tastes like. So. All right. Well, again, Eric Saucony coming next week. RoundGuysBrewery.com for everything that we got going on. There's lots of stuff in works. Marcus Baskerville, again, RoundGuysBrewery.com. Black is beautiful. RoundGuysBrewery.com /articles. We're doing it. Go to info. send us questions. Go to me directly at my email, phil@roundguysbrewery.com. We're here. We're loving what we do. We'll see you next week for more tacos. I love you all.